Welcome to CTG Intelligence, the new music record featuring you. No, this isn't a cheesy take on a new pop video. This is a look at collaborations and third-party relationships for you and your business, because this week, at this particular juncture in time, collaborations are more important than ever before, especially during lockdown. There's lots of advantages and lots of important things to consider when working with other people and other organizations, not least the benefit of, being more than the sum of your parts. But actually, there's a lot more to it than that. And I want to talk this week about some of the key considerations you might want to have when making third-party relationships a big success, and some of the pitfalls. Welcome to Weekly Marketing Thoughts, your weekly look at marketing, PR, sales, business development for your security organization or your career. Please hit that thumbs up button below and click subscribe so you can see more content just like this. So why don't you draw a bit of a list of pros and cons when working with third parties? Why? Because imagine you are a sole provider. Suddenly working with a third party will increase your exposure. It'll increase your brand. Let's say you're an organization already nicely established. Perhaps you're a really large cybersecurity firm. A third-party relationship, be that visible or invisible, could really boost things. But first of all, let's have a look at some of the pitfalls. Nobody wants to be associated with a third party that is engulfed in perhaps a scandal or even worse, fraud. There's a lot of due diligence that you can do to assess this. For example, you probably see in the news, there are some existing cybersecurity companies which have incorporated staff and other subsectors of other companies which were involved in things that you don't want to be associated with. Even if it's not brought up in the public memory now, it's something to consider because, it has a potential to return. Also, if you're doing business with a company and you notice that their culture is not aligned with yours, let's say they are doing unethical sales techniques, you notice, and of course you like the results, but they're treating their staff unethically. Why should you care? Well, obviously, from an ethical perspective, you should care, but also from a third-party relationship point of view. You don't want to be dealing with a company when Glassdoor is explaining all their dirty laundry to the world, the website for judging things. Equally, if you discover that many people are saying bad things about them, it may not be true, but is that something you want to really consider? And third, security. What security considerations are there to prevent loss of data, or perhaps data breaches, or perhaps cyber attacks on you yourself? I'm going down the cyber route, but this equally applies to the world of physical security. You don't want a company that you'd suddenly discover is associated with a country that you can't do business with. These are all things that and I'm not a business advisor. I'm just giving you some marketing thoughts. You don't want to be negatively associated with this third party. So to just do a bit of due diligence, a little bit of sniffing around, even for a light touch partnership. But on the flip side, there can be so many positives. You can borrow each other's brand and build a bigger community of whatever you're trying to do. Let's say you're a close protection provider and you decided to become the official partner of a mail scanning company. Well, it's two different aspects of corporate security, but together that brand could be really effective. Even if you don't fuse as a company, you could have the preferred supplier, the preferred provider. It's really powerful. You could team up online on social media, do a lot of joint venture interviews with each other. It's no different. When I started, this joke about the musical collaboration, it's no different than seeing up-and-coming artists partner with each other, or established artists noticing someone's onto something, so they bring them up and they give them a bit of a shot. Also, customer base. Is there a way to formally cross-pollinate between both of your customer bases? Third-party relationships can be really, really beneficial that way. Obviously, you've got to be careful with GDPR or the California Privacy Act. But if you arrange everything nicely and above board, that is perfect. So you can become the greater than the sum of your two parts. And obviously, this is something that you're probably thinking of already. I just want you to consider some of the negative things to avoid and some of the positive. Why has this come up? Well, actually, in the news, there is a particular darling of the UK cyber sector. The UK really, really, really wants a cyber company to do well, a particular one, because the UK would love a national champion. Every company has its national champions. In the defense sector, we have a national champion. In that rush, it's been reported about the potential for such a national champion, which we can't name, to perhaps blow up in our faces. Because if you look at the signs, there are elements of all three negative things that I said about this particular company, and people are scrambling to partner with it. So what can we do for that? Well, we can't really, but you as an individual can look at pitfalls in your own work and in your own career when looking to partner with people. Just because somebody asks for a collaboration doesn't mean you should do it. So think positive, think about where the brands can synergize, that's sort of stupid corporate speak, but synergize. Think about where your customer base could be shared. Think about how you could be in more places at once or reach a larger audience group. Your close protection, have you considered the subject of food and food security? Your cyber security, have you considered both IT and OT security? It's not rocket science, but I feel that especially today, when people are looking to emerge from a lockdown, worried about another lockdown, cross-pollination and collaboration is actually where it is. Long a buzzword. I know all these corporate institutions talk about innovation, collaboration, anything with a shun at the end, but it's something you can tangibly do and truly become greater than the sum of your parts. Thanks for watching this week. Please hit that thumbs up button below, and click subscribe so you can see more content just like this. See you next week.